yeah.
You are a son of a bitch.
Un saluto a tutti.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the AJC. It is match day, Juve Frosinone quarterfinal Coppa Italia's, and oh, baby, is the news. Oh, so sweet today. If we can close
Fuego.
out Samardzic, all right? Hey, the Chihuahuas want to yip. They want to call us Juventus. Well, Giuntoli says, okay, I'll show you Juventus. I'm going to take all your fucking targets. Giallo, let's take him. Popovic, let's take him. Samardzic, dang, let's take him too. Oh, baby.
Let's
If
settle
he can
down.
swing it, come on. I'm pumped. Let's go.
Should be.
I said this is the guy, him and Sudakov. One of those two guys would actually have a significant impact on this midfield moving forward second half of the season, all right? But this is good news. Everybody, we're going to take seconds to say what's up. First off, Ant, how you doing, man? I'm fired up today for like 5:30 in the morning. I'm jacked.
I got a nice new tight fade yesterday. I think it's the best my buddy's ever done. It's a good day when you wake up with a nice new clean tight fade. I know I get it every 2 weeks, but whatever. Hey, great day for me. Great day for you, buddy. Great day for Juventini. Hopefully we can get the win today.
Yeah, let's go. A lot of positives firing up here, and we're going to take a second to say what's up to everybody here. Okay, Tony Trim coming in here. Ciao. AJC Juventini. The road to the trophy has opened up for us. Time to make a statement and get that damn trophy. I want that bullseye on my kit next season. Oh, yeah.
Good show.
Allegri to win the double. We're going to talk about Max Allegri. 400th appearance, all right? So, he's 5 away from Marcello Lippi. He will pass Marcello Lippi. I don't think anybody's ever going to catch Trapp at 596, all right? But Max is in great company.
That's a lot.
His accolades with Juventus put him up there as the best, not just the tenure, all right? But Max, these numbers that are put up there, and a lot of people saying that, he doesn't get the respect he deserves and everything. It's not that anybody, like, at least when we talk about Max, it's not a disrespect to what has happened before.
Correct.
Nobody's ever said he's not going to be one of the best Juve coaches of all time, because he is. He's already kind of established that. But when you could still criticize a current season performance, much like Marcello Lippi, who he's chasing, got criticized for his return to Juventus. It's all the same. It's all relevant. It's about what are you doing right now because of the expectations that come with the club. But Max is a legend, no doubt. Make no mistake about it. What are your thoughts on that? Just kind of the same that I said there, Anth, or what do you
saw the numbers yesterday? What was it? 11 Serie A titles and 4 Coppa Italias.
Yeah.
Like, what are we even talking about here? That's a Hall of Famer haul of trophies right there. But yeah, you're gonna. What have you done for me lately? Is what it is. But hey, lately we've had no complaints with Max.
And I want to get into this because of the rumors of a 2-year extension being offered up potentially to Max. Your initial thoughts on extension for Max?
I got a bit of like post-traumatic stress disorder, whatever it is, PTSD, from like the Sandro deals, from the whatever, all the other Paratici deals that kind of blew up on us later down the road after we made them. I'm on the fence on this one. He's doing a great job right now. He has the whole team bought in. I'm on the fence. I would need someone to convince me either way. I'm sorry. I know it's not the answer you're looking for, but really, he's doing a great job. Last year was a mess. Right, but he did. I thought we all said he handled the rough waters as best he could. This year he's doing a great job. 46 points halfway through the season. 2 years seems like a lot, though.
I feel like this. It was, and this is what I feel like a lot of the people that feel a certain way about Max. I feel like they can't release what happened before in the previous 2 seasons because.
Correct.
it's always comes down to what's happening now. And for me, it's never been right or wrong, all this nonsense. It just comes down to the results. And I can't stress this enough. For me, it's like, I'll bring up this situation that I talked about. Even my personal opinion, sometimes I can go back on, and people say, well, you're not sticking to what you said. It's like, no, because things can change. For me, I'm all about the better and the good of Juventus. I don't follow a player when he leaves Juventus. I don't follow a coach when he leaves Juventus. I'm all about what's good for Juve. The latest Pogba scenario, which we'll talk about, like Mirko Nicolino coming up saying he's going to be acquitted, okay? But listen, I gave my spiel yesterday. You all heard it on the news update. And I said, look, for me, it's done. I mean, if this gave Juve a way out, I think they should take it. And
highly disagree.
You would what? Disagree?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
fine. But go ahead. Finish your thought. Finish your thought. Yeah.
But I was hit back with, this is not what it should be about. Like, where's your human side and all this? And you don't feel bad for Pogba and all that. And I said, he's a good guy. And I said, listen, for me, players come and go, coaches come and go. I'm about what's good
Agreed.
for Juve. And it's his own fault. You took something, whatever the hell it was, without checking with your employer and at least making sure. As a professional athlete, as an amateur athlete, it's kind of ridiculous. Okay? Yep. Someone even striving to be a professional athlete. Yep. For me, there's no one to blame. But regardless if he's a good guy, I'm not saying that I have no sympathy for players that get hurt or players that make these wrong decisions and whatever, find themselves. It has nothing to do with sympathy. It has everything to do with what's good for Juve. I support Juve. I don't support Paul Pogba. I don't actively go and support just players. I support Juventus. My opinions are based on what I feel is best for the club. Period. If you want to say I'm not sympathetic, that's fine. But Max Allegri, it's kind of the same thing. I know what happened last season. I know what happened the season before that. I know how I felt in the summer. But I'm not in charge of those decisions. Max Allegri has remained. Now, for me, I just look at it from Juve's point of view. How is he doing this year? He's doing a great job this season.
Fantastic.
He is matching our expectations that he wasn't previously matching. Now this season, he is matching the expectations. So my answer to this question with the extension is simple. Right now, my expectations going into the season were what? Make the Coppa Italia finals. Okay? Got to make the Coppa Italia final for me. In one competition only, no European play. And you got to be in the title race throughout the season. You have to be at least fighting for that all season. You don't even have to win it, but you've got to be fighting for that title the whole way through.
2 for 2.
And at season's end, take a look at what's going on. Let's take a look at the players' progress. Let's take a look at everything with his team, and then we'll see. But for now, I'm just going to leave it as let's wait to see where the chips fall. That's it.
Because he does have one more year in his contract. Right?
He does have one more year.
One more year.
So
I wouldn't argue with seeing that 1 year out, but no coach is going to go into that final year without some sort of guarantee of talks of an extension or right. They're gonna work on something. I'm sure it's going to be spreading the salary out over the next 2 years. I don't see him staying for another 2 years. Based on what he's doing this year, I wouldn't be surprised if he stays another year.
So what's going to be interesting is that Max himself, because everybody's looking at it from Juve's point of view, but Max himself might want an extension to go into, another year, whatnot. There's also another interesting point. I got to say, this one kind of interested me a lot. And this was brought up by Silvio in the official fan club Vancouver chat. And props to him. He said, you know what Juve should probably look at doing since they've got Max under contract for another year is try and scoop Thiago Motta before anybody else does and make Max the coordinator of youth talent from young to senior squad and whatnot, if he's going to want an extension beyond that, and Juve doesn't want to really necessarily offer it, it's kind of interesting to think about that scenario. Because while Max gets a lot of flack about the young players and everything, I think he's handled them tremendously well this season.
Oh my God. Like you can't say anything about him not playing the young players. Okay, well, he was forced to, but he's doing it, right? They're in there every game, 2 or 3 of them.
And I feel like it isn't just a matter of being forced to, because we easily could have went 2-man pivot against Inter, but he didn't. He decided to play Caviglia in the heart of that midfield. He didn't have to. We could have easily ran a 2-man pivot and played an advanced player out of there, but he chose not to. He wanted Caviglia in there, believed he could do it, and he did it. I understand with the injuries and everything, but you also have to think your top guys have to get those minutes too in only one competition. You have a lot of mouths to feed, and you got these guys, and there's probably incentives here and there that we don't really hear about or know about that players push for. There's a lot going on behind the scenes, but I'm telling you, I think with Max, let's just all wait and hang on and see what happens. But right now, the identity seems to be forming around Juventus. We're playing well. We're getting results. Let's just keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's see what happens. Where the chips fall, season's end. Paul Pogba, you wanted to talk on that. So Mirko says, Mirko Nicolino, by the way, states that he was insinuating he was going to be acquitted. But the majority of the reports are he's going to try to take the defense of contaminated substance and probably bring it down to 6 months. That's why his lawyers felt so confident about going to trial, which will be middle of next month. For me, it's like if Juve has an out, if he gets a 6-month ban and that gives them an out, rights to termination, I take that. But Anth?
I will say verbatim here what I put in our group chat. A 70% fit Pogba coming out of the Mandarin buffet with a full belly is better than 100% fit Meretti in the midfield.
Yeah, the issue is that
for the last stretch of the season. I'm not saying
about what 9 games.
That's it.
I know, but
we might need it,
and I get that. But his contract goes what to 2026.
I would have to double check. If someone can double check that, that'd be great.
It's 2026. I'm pretty sure. Now you're gonna take a chance on a guy that's played how many minutes since he's come before this ban because of injury, and you're going to keep that salary around when you have a way out. That's the part that I am sketched out about. I'm not arguing that a Paul Pogba at 70% still brings more than a couple guys, but what I'm concerned about is still being committed to that when you have a rights to terminate. That's the part that I don't really feel comfortable with, because I don't think he could stay fit enough to be that guy.
I'd like to keep him long term. If he can get through this with the 6-month ban, I'm on the boat of keeping him long term. I get you. I hear you.
I love Paul Pogba. I always have. I think always we all have. Do. But again, looking at it from Juve's point of view, man, that's a lot of salary.
It's a risk. It is a risk. I agree with that. But I'm on the side of I would take the risk of having him on the roster compared to not having him on the roster like it is right now.
Man, well, you're a gambling man, so it makes seness. There you go. You go. Pogba in there. Now, Moise Kean. It appears he is going to be looking for the loan. And we're going to get to him. And, Fiorentina seems most likely to land him. They do have European play. He's trying to get into the Euro 2024 squad. Loan Moise Kean out, yes or no, Anth?
Well, we talked about it last show. Luis Hassa, we're never going to see this kid. You want to know something? But bingo, he's in the lineup today. Yildiz is showing a lot of promise. Milik is good. Oh, man, I I'm not a keen Slappy. I never have been. I'm like you. I support Juventus. I've never really seen it. Maybe he does need a consistent playing time. I think that could be his thing. I would loan him out. I would.
You wouldn't? Oh, you would.
I would. Yes.
Yeah, the chat is almost unanimous on Moise Kean being loaned out, other than a couple. There's a couple in there saying no to the loan of Kean. We're kind of skinny at striker if one of Vlahovic or Milik goes down. And then as far as like a true striker, you're going to be a little skinny. But could it be managed? Could you work around it? Yeah. I'm torn on this. If it sets up a move later on, it could be good to maybe try to move Kean, but we're not going to see a lot of money out of the Kean move anyways. But yeah,
No.
I'm not against the loan. I think this one's a very, very questionable, tight call for Juventus because of the fact you've got Yildiz and Chiesa who have now seemingly formed the partnership that's going to rotate on that left side of forward. And then the strikers, you've got three battling for one spot right now in one competition plus Coppa. But that injury risk is always there. And that's where it gets kind of questionable for me. But I'm not against loaning Moise Kean out. Kostic and Sandro, interest from Saudi Arabia. This one, I got to say, is another tough decision. Not on Sandro. Okay, Sandro, I'll pack his bags. I'll carry him on my back. Like, no problem. Okay?
I know you will.
Not a problem. Again, no disrespect for what he's done historically. Thank you for all your services. Okay? All of them. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah,
but
appreciate it.
Kostic, I'm not sure. And this is where it becomes difficult. I'm not sure if I want to see him go right now. In the middle of what we're doing right now, even if we can all say Illing Jr., get him some more minutes, which I will agree with. Let's get him some more minutes. He could still potentially go, everybody. Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Everything's open.
But Kostic, I'm not so sure, even just keeping him as a rotational piece in there. I do think even if we let him go, we're safe. Because here's the thing. I kind of wouldn't mind him staying around for the coverage and dealing with him in the summer. But if an offer comes around now that's strong enough, can you really pass that up on Kostic? And this is where it gets tough. And your thoughts on Kostic?
No, he can't. If it's a big offer now, you can't pass it up. But I'm firmly on the team of he has to stay for the remainder of the season. Okay, he's had a couple scary games defensively, but Max loves him out there. Max loves Kostic's ability to cover on that left side. I'm on he needs to stay for the rest of the season, then we can deal with it in the summer. It would have to be some sort of super max deal coming out of Saudi Arabia for me to be comfortable with it.
Yeah.
I know you can say, well, we can flip Cambiasso out there, Weah can play the left, but again, another injury. He goes, and then we have one injury to Weah or McKennie. Now we're thin at the wingers. We're hoping for De Sciglio to come back sooner. Like what? I don't like that in January. I wouldn't agree with that.
And I get that. I guess it's just going to come down to the offer, because if I'm looking around here and we got Cambiasso, Illing Jr. to probably handle the left-sided duties. In a pinch, you could also utilize maybe a guy like Danilo on a wing back, but on the left side, that's where it becomes skinny, because Cambiasso or Illing Jr. on the left side, that's kind of it. Then you've got McKennie and Weah, who I trust to deal with the right side. Cambiasso could also play right side. Lord De Sciglio is expected back very, very soon. A little bit of cover there, but here's the thing about changing your mind on things as well. Bernardeschi, who's been rumored to try and push back for Juventus. And I've said since the Pogba thing, I am done with returns for players. Okay, everybody? But I'm open to possibilities. I'm open to things. And this is the thing with Bernardeschi. If it meant we get a strong deal now for Kostic, and you had to bring Bernardeschi in on a loan to finish out the season as some coverage, I'm not necessarily against that, everybody. I'm not against that if that's what the process is. Simply bringing Bernardeschi back, no, thank you. But coverage on a loan for the home stretch, like Sev over here, I'll take Berna in a pinch for the home stretch if it meant moving Kostic and potentially not selling a young, talented player. I would be okay with that. And that scenario?
We're halfway through, so we have 19 games left, and then let's just say we win today, that would be 2 more Coppa Italia games, so 21 games. That's not, for someone to come in and cover, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I know Lucci would love it. Lucci would be over the moon with this one.
Well, his jersey would be back in play. Probably one of the few Berna sells there, but that's okay. Like I said, and this is the funny thing about opinions, and they're like, "Oh, you're contradicting yourself in your own opinion." Well, no, it's looking at all opportunities, all possibilities. I'm open to possibilities, but my general sentiments are no more returns. But if it's worth it, and maybe selling Kostic, if it was a strong enough deal. But if it's not strong enough, then just keep him around. Keep him around for the second half. Him and Illing Jr. can battle that left side all they want. Weah is expected in the lineup today. Yes. He needs to keep it rolling, keep it going. And then Cambiaso and him can rotate. Cambiaso, both sides really can play. So it's looking pretty good as far as options go for Max Allegri, all right? But now we got to talk about Samardzic. So this one, like I said, you guys, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Even with our players, outgoing loans, anything. Like, I really think when it comes to the news and everything I share, everything I gather, nobody has a fucking clue out there what's going on with Juventus and what they're going to do and what they're not going to do.
It's so quiet. I love it.
This seems like the toughest time to try and pinpoint it, Anth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so many possibilities. The other thing is, I stand firm on my general feelings and sentiments that I feel like almost everybody at Juve is in play if the move makes sense and is strong enough and makes sense financially. I feel like almost everybody is in play. This summer is going to be a wild summer, everybody, I think, for Juventus. I think you're going to see a lot of action. It's not going to be flashy action. Like, don't get me wrong, not like huge numbers, huge names or whatever, but I think you're going to see a lot of action, a lot of movement. But
now with this Samardzic news, I just want to let everybody know this guy over here went 6 to midnight in about a split second once he heard that news this morning.
Man, I'm telling you, you guys know what I've been saying for a month and a half leading up to this. There was 2 names we were targeted with that I think actually push the needle for Juventus, okay? Mm-hmm. Thread it and push it. Fuck it. It's Samardzic and Sudakov. Okay?
Yep.
And if you can do that, brilliant. This fee that was never reported as part of Dragusin, and it's not your standard sell-on clause, and that's why. Because Romeo Agresti touched on that.
It's a percentage of the gains that you make from the sale.
Yeah, which is interesting. So, and that's probably why it was never actually reported on there. So it's not like your standard sell-on clause. They get a percentage based on the financial gain that Genoa put in. FIGC, I hope they're not listening. Like,
oh my God, they're going to be all over this.
This was one of the deals they were talking about. And they were trying to shit on us for valuing him at 5.5. They just sold him for 30 mil. Is Genoa getting investigated and whatnot? That's what a joke FIGC is. But nonetheless, this is good. this is essentially going to make Samardzic an expensive loan in order to just get him in and land it for the right to redemption. Brilliant move if we could do this. Okay, brilliant move.
Yeah, that's why there was so much conflicting news. It makes sense because there was a lot of, like, Mirko Di Natale. He was the first to report that there was a sell on, and then some other people were reporting that there isn't. But this makes sense why there'd be confusion, because there isn't a percentage of the sell on. It's a percentage of the gains that Genoa makes.
It's a percentage of what happens in
it's like
the
$4.5 million
transaction, the positive end of the transaction. Yeah. That's what it was. Romeo said the positive end of the transaction. So
it's about $4.5 million, looks like, for Juventus.
Yeah. So Alex is lost here. So we are getting 20% of the positive impact on their finances from the Dragusin move. It's not a standard sell-on clause, which is 20% of the actual fee. It's 20% of the positive gain on the finances. So it's less than... It's beautiful. And that's why we're just explaining why nobody actually really understood or knew about this, because everyone we were talking to and asking, like I said, the text to Mirko, he says, no, we're not getting anything. And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, we're getting, just shy of 5 mil. Tarak here coming in with 4.2 mil. That's great.
Thank you, sir.
It's great.
Perfect.
Beautiful. We keep cooking. But Samardzic, oh, baby.
That's 4 times as much money that Roma has right there.
Bring him in for the second half here. Let's go. Let's go, everybody.
So do you really think good? You think he's coming in on a loan? You think Udinese is going to let him go on a loan in January?
Yes.
Is his contract up at the end of this?
And again,
June?
It's this. It's right to redemption in the summer, so they get their sale money, and we're actually spending on the loan a hefty number, which they weren't going to get before with Inter. Napoli came in, apparently, the rumors are, offered them 20 million to buy him. The thing is, they didn't have terms with the father/agent, okay? So they were offering him 2.3 million for salary, I believe. Juve is up to 3 million salary for Samardzic right now. I think right now, as it stands at Udinese, he's less than 1 million. So he's getting significant salary there. His dad has probably asked for something, and I'm sure they'll give it to him, whatnot. But it's the extra money on top of the right to redemption for the loan. So if Juve takes this money that they probably didn't even really account for, Dragusin, and says, here you go, here's this, and then we'll buy him in the summer outright, cooking. Everybody's happy.
We said this last summer. Juventus has to get back to pillaging the players out of Serie A, out of Italy. That was our bread and butter, in the 90s, 80s, 90s. That's what we did. We took the best locally. And he is one of the best players locally. And we don't have to pay, 30, 40 million, 60 million.
As far as 21-year-old highly touted guys in Serie A, he's up there.
Bring him in.
And signing for Napoli now. What on earth could they be thinking? Guys, get the likes up here, all right, while you're all in here tuning in. We're about to get to the match itself. So Samardzic, we're all on watch, everybody. Let's get into it, okay? And yes, we've got, a lot to talk about here with Frosinone. So it's essentially a scrimmage. I take it, Juventus and Juventus B side here with all our loanees there. But it's going to be a little bit interesting to see what Frosinone does.
Who are they playing? In terms of who are they dressing?
Well, as far as their lineup, it's going to be all their main guys. That's going to be no doubt. They're going all out in this. The thing is, there was rumors about them trying to put out a 4-3-3, and I said, there is no chance I see Di Francesco going 4-3-3 when they have played predominantly 3-4-2-1 the entire season and against the big clubs, because it gives them that defensive coverage and that shell. And I don't see them switching up on this, okay? I don't see them switching from that. As far as what it goes for them, I've got I see Sule not in the starting lineup, but everything I seem to find says he is in there. So I'm not sure on that one, but as far as a formation change goes, they're not going to change setups. They're not going to change formation. I know that everybody's kind of weary when they pumped Napoli in the Coppa, whatnot, but I mean, let's look at Napoli as well. That was a crazy
below
breakdown.
Frosinone in the table?
Yeah. And to be honest, Frosinone, outside of that, they have one win in their last 5 in all competitions. That was that match against Napoli. And they've conceded 10 times in those matches. There's goals to be had there today for Juventus. I expect it to be a very business-like performance from Juventus. We should control this game, and we should win. All we really need to be weary of, from my perspective, with Frosinone is a counter. That's it. They will try and hit you fast and hard with counters. I don't know if Di Francesco is going to be willing enough to put a high press on Juve. It's going to be interesting. But those are two of the things to hurt Juve. Shut down flanks, high press. Are they going to really do that? I think they're going to shut down wide naturally in that 3-4-2-1, but I don't know how aggressive they're going to be in a press. Either way, I think Juve is going to control this one and really, really should. I
don't think Frosinone is going to be a pushover though, because Lazio's waiting for the winner of this. Frosinone is looking at it that, hey,
they're playing with free money.
Yeah, we get through this. We got a shot against Lazio. They have their eye on the final if they get through this. So, but on the road this season, just in Serie A games, they have 0 wins on the road. So, what are we even talking about?
Yeah,
I'm
going to say right now, like, as far as Frosinone goes, away from home, that's another thing. I don't see it. I don't see them getting the job done here in this. However, Coppa Italia can be a wild crapshoot, okay? It could be a wild crapshoot. And we've seen that in some of these other games. We still got to be weary. Animesh throwing out the Skanga. They stink there. Love it. Love it. But it's going to be...
Amen.
It could be tight for a little bit until Juve finds their rhythm. We're going to look at our lineup. So we know we've got no Rabiot. But the good news from Max's presser is that Rabiot is going to be available for Sassuolo. He says he should be back for that one. It shouldn't be any problems. Chiesa, I wouldn't have played him anyways in this game. I would have kept him for Sassuolo. Yeah.
Keep him on the bus.
On the bench, I would have been fine with. On the bench with Chiesa, you need him later on and whatnot, but I would try to preserve him for the Sassuolo game on Tuesday. Deschilio, Keane, still trying to get fit. We know that. Your lineup, 3-5-2, Perin, Gatti, Bremer, Danilo. Weah, McKennie, Locatelli, Miretti, Kostic, Yildiz, and Milik is what's projected. This is from Romeo Agresti, of course. Back to the left side with Kostic and Danilo, eh?
Gatti wouldn't be on that side?
Gatti's going to be on the right side.
Well, we know that Danilo plays the best on the right, so...
I had 2 changes from the probable lineup yesterday that had Vlahovic and Milik, because Vlahovic is dealing with the flu, but Max said he was going to be recovered. Apparently has not. And it was get Yildiz in there. Yildiz and Milik I'm fine with up top. I don't want to see 2 of our strikers playing simultaneously. We've seen that enough. And I would have played Rugani in this game. I'm okay if Danilo plays on the right side, like I said, switching with Gatti, but I would definitely have Rugani in this game. It's Coppa Italia. If you're already going to be taking his minutes away in league, at least give him the Coppa as well. I'd play him in this one. And I'd have him on that left side. Your left side has been the one that's a little bit shaky. Whether it's Kostic, Danilo, the combination, I think it's a little bit of both, but probably more so maybe Danilo, because he looks shaky since he's come back. He's openly said it. He's been
He
shaky,
said,
hasn't been
I'm the same
himself,
player.
but he's night and day on the right side. Just play Rugani there, even if you are going to have Kostic in there.
The only thing that concerns me on that left side is Danilo against Sule. If Sule starts, that's my only issue. So I'm with you. I can't see why Rugani isn't playing. Hey, we'll see how it works out.
Yeah.
Frosinone
we'll
stick on the road. They
see
stink.
what happens.
So this should
our
be this
good friends. Coffee with Cards. Good morning. What's going on? We're just getting ready for hopefully another Coppa Italia spanking. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near what happened to Salernitana's Y side there.
Are they in Hamilton? Coffee with Cards?
Grimsby.
Oh, they're on your side. I'm thinking of the other ones. Okay.
Grimsby.
Oh, yeah. Grimsby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
Beauties.
Right there.
Beauties. Good afternoon over here. There you go. Everybody, I'm going to give you some key stats heading into this game. We're going to get close to storm the barn here and everything, but how's everybody feeling? Confident? We got to be weary, but overall, we got to be serious here.
We got to be serious. What are we even talking about? Come on, guys.
This has to be a victory. Has to be a victory. Okay? Has to be a victory.
This is the one trophy that the team, I bet, put on the cork board at the beginning of the year. Bam, right at the top. This has to be the one trophy we win.
Confident as fuck. Love it. 2-0. Cautiously optimistic. Not worried. Yildiz goal incoming. The Phenom. Let's go.
These guys are ruining all my predictions.
Let's go like this. Let's go like this, okay? Mm-hmm. You guys know the drill. AJC Prediction Challenge. Final score, 2 tiebreakers. I'm going to hit you with key stats. If something gets contradicted through these key stats during the game, I don't want to hear shit about it, okay? Like this first one. Frosinone has never, ever defeated Juventus in their history, drawing 1 and losing the remaining 6 clashes. God, don't sting me with that one, okay? Juventus have won the Coppa Italia 14 times, all right? More than any other side in the competition, okay? Frosinone already enjoying their best ever Italian Cup season, all right? Again, going back to Anne's point, they're playing with free money right now. They have nothing to lose, and that's what we have to be weary about. Because like I said, will Di Francesco get aggressive, enter some type of high press? Maybe, because they got nothing to lose, everybody. They have nothing to lose whatsoever. So we got to be wary about that one, okay? And again, they're vying for a semifinal spot. So they're already as far as they've ever been. A semifinal be massive for them.
Is there money? Is there money for reaching each round?
There is some Coppa Italia funds for winning.
Like gift cards? Does the team get like gift cards or something? Like panettones? Is that what they get? They get more panettone as they progress in the tournament?
No, man.
Or like
a bottle of grappa, like some Italian deck of cards, a nice Italian deck of cards. Those oversized ones, not the standard small ones,
Oversized. That's if you make the final. Okay.
Yeah. Juve, 17th straight appearance in Coppa Italia. I expect us, like I said, to make the final. We face, if we get by, which we all anticipate they will get by, we'll get to your predictions, ready to take on Lazio. Okay, Lazio or Roma, either one of them, I would be fine, okay? But I'm telling you, I think for Juve, my expectations are the same. We got to get in there at least to the final. Okay?
100% agree.
Yeah. Briscola, what a game. What a game, Briscola. Oh, you know what I liked even better than Briscola? Bestia. Bestia is a game, man. Oh.
I don't remember playing that one.
What? Oh, my
Briscola
God.
was the game. I remember playing in grade 8 at lunch recess, teaching all the kids how to play it and taking their lunch money.
I remember getting cards banned at my high school. So, yeah. Fagioli's got nothing on Alberto, man. I'll tell you that. So, we got cafeteria tables full. Kids just passing around 20s. Unreal. Yep. All right. 2-0. Milik, Miretti. 3-1. Caviglia, Miretti, Yildiz. 3-2. Juve winning extra time. 4-1. 3 goals coming second half. Okay. 4-0 Juve.
These are all over the place.
4-1 to us. Brace for Yildiz.
Jeez.
Even nailing the minutes there from Ryan. 31st, 55th. 1 from Gatti in the 65th. And 1 from Bremer in the 42nd. 6 yellow cards. Man, if all that panned out, jeez.
Put some money on that. That's probably going to win you about $8 million. I have the referee numbers if anyone wants to hear those. So Juan Luca Sacchi. Who the hell is this guy? All right. No one knows because he's done 120 Serie B matches.
Luca Sacchi?
Yeah, that's right. Juan Luca Sacchi is his name.
Juan. We should call our Luca Juan Luca.
I think we're gonna. So he averages 4.6 yellows per game. He's given out 23 reds and 23 PKs in those 120 Serie B matches. Serie A, he's done 46 games, 4.1 yellows per game, 7 reds, 8 PKs. So he's averaging about 7 at 1 red every 7 games, 1 PK every 7 games. He's done 6 Coppa Italia matches now. He's done a lot of Serie B matches, but his last 3 jobs were Serie A matches, 2 Serie A matches and a Coppa Italia match. So he's up to speed. He should be up to speed with the pace of this game. Hopefully we have a bit of pace in this game. God damn it. Hopefully it'll go into a shell. So, yeah. Let's see how he controls this one. Well, I don't see this one being very feisty, chippy, like the Roma match. I see this one being a pretty clean match.
I talked about this the last time we faced Frosinone, and I said it's a smaller side when you look at their team. We should be controlling the game. We should also be dominating them physically on set pieces. Like,
yes,
no question. I know Rabiot's out, which helps on set piece, but Danilo's in the lineup, Bremer's in the lineup, Gatti's in the lineup. Like, we should be, McKennie is going to be out there. We should be dominating them on set pieces. They're a much smaller side. We should be controlling the plate in general. We're at home too. They suck on the road, and that's not a disrespect. That's just facts. Okay?
Yeah.
Anth, I'm going to give you the honors of going first out of our predictions.
Okay, so Juve is favored. They're minus 280 favorite on this one, 380 for the draw. I guess a draw would be if it goes to PKs. I can't see this one going all the way that way. Frosinone is plus 700. So I'm going to go with the 2-0 victory for Juventus today. That pays 550. I'm going with the goal scorers as Yildiz and Bremer as my goal scorers. I've combined those two for I think it was plus 1,600 for both of them to score at the same time, in the same game. I have Juve leaders at halftime. I have Juve over 5.5 corner kicks. And I have the total cards in this game under 3.5. I think it's going to be a pretty free flowing game. And I don't think we hit the net that much. I would love to see another 6-1 drubbing, but I see this one as a. I see this one as like a cruise. Is he listening? Oh, Claudio, Jesus,
love that.
So
as my dad used to always say, "Easy boy, easy boy." Whoa. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Settle down about 20%, Claudio. So those are my predictions for this game. What do you got there, you big buckler?
Oh my God, what a fucking chooch. Okay, we got. I'm thinking Juve scores 3 this game, and God damn it, I want them to put the faith back in me that we're going to start getting clean sheets. So I'm going to say that Frosinone finds a goal. I'm going to go 3-1 Juventus.
That scoreline is plus 1,000.
And look at that. Tarek with me on the 3-1. Vincenzo coming in here. 2-1. Ooh,
2-1 is plus 700.
Just a barn burner in Turin today. Kostic brace. Where?
Hope not.
Okay. Now, we gotta get going with this for my tiebreakers. I think Milik gets a goal today, and I think
He's due.
I think one. Yeah, I'll go Milik with a goal. I think one comes from a defender. Okay, that's technically two tiebreakers there, but I'm going to go a little bit beyond. We do get a set piece goal. Okay, 3-1 victory. Goal from Milik, one from a defender, set piece goal. And I'm going to go over 5 yellows. That's a little high. That's a little high.
Over 4.5? Over 3.5. I'm going under 3.5.
I'm going to go over 3.5. Yeah, I'll take the over. I'll take the over.
So Milik hasn't scored since the Torino win I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
The 2-0 win at Torino. That's the last time he scored.
Animesh firing. Rapid fire breaking news in there from Monblano. Delegation of Udinese tours Turin to try and close Samardzic. Among other things, I learned Samardzic's father was in Turin in recent weeks to see the structure of Juventus. This is what we talked about earlier. Juve working silently with the father to strike terms. Just smart. Napoli's approaching Udinese there. And
just show them the washrooms.
Fantastic. Hey,
just show them the washrooms. Like, look at these.
If Giuntoli snakes this one from De Laurentiis like that too, oh baby, just inject it right here, baby. Come on, let's go. Hey, much appreciated. Thank you. All right, love you guys. Welcome. Glad that we have that community. The AJC Army is second to absolutely none. All right, get those likes up, everybody, and it's my personal favorite time, and that is Storm the Barn, all right? Named from our friend Peter Ballesteri. He is from Australia. Doesn't get to make the live show as often as he was before, but
South Africa?
He's a beauty. No, he's Australia.
Oh, he is in Australia. That's
Peter Ballesteri, yes. We have Juve Boy 99. He's our South African rep there, always showing love on all the videos.
So what was the Death Club?
Death Clutch.
Death Clutch.
We haven't seen Death Clutch in a while, yeah. Man, probably touring on an insane metal show tour.
Death Clutch only seems to come in when Omer's here for some reason.
That makes sense. Omer loves...
Maybe Death Clutch is Omer.
Omer, there's two things everybody's got to know about Omer. Loves heavy metal music, okay, and loves Annie Lennox, okay? Go figure.
And cigarettes.
And cigarettes,
God, I miss cigarettes. I miss cigarettes so much. God, I miss cigarettes.
What do you miss more, chips or smokes?
Smokes.
Ooh.
Like if I could start them both back up and like you tell me get rid of one, I'd get rid of chips before I got rid of smokes.
You know what? I guess for me, I've never smoked. I just like cigars at special occasions, you know?
So you
love cigars. So, you know, cigars. I love cigars. Now,
Demorier lights. Oh, God, they're so good.
We do not condone smoking.
Do not smoke. No smoking.
Not good for you.
I haven't touched one in coming up on 10 years.
Yeah. Now, for those of you that do smoke, you know, if you feel like it, quit. It'd be good for you. But if not, keep doing what makes you happy, everybody. If it makes you happy, do it.
Oh, my God. Do what makes you happy.
As long as it's not against the law, okay? Let's just...
Right. You know, especially
now,
if it involves feet, we don't want to know.
Storm the Barn. Get your questions in. I'm going to kick things off with bringing up the last era battle I just finished up and did, and that is Zambrotta versus Lichtsteiner, and holy hell did I have a struggle with this one. Dude, the numbers are all there in favor of Lichtsteiner, man. Like,
yeah, they should be.
Number one, I started off with the nicknames. It's not even close. I mean, Swiss Express against the Mermaid, terrible nickname for Zambrotta, okay? So, and if anyone needs to know the story, it's because of how much time he spent grooming his goatee and everything. Players decided to call him the Mermaid. I'm not sure
Of course they
why,
did.
but
That was probably the drugs.
it's, yeah, I don't know. Ridiculous. Anyways, nickname? Oh, yeah, easy point for Licht, okay?
Mm-hmm.
7 Scudetti for Lichtsteiner to 2 for Zambrotta. 4 Coppa Italias, no Coppa Italias for Zambrotta. 1 Super Cup for Zambrotta. 1 Intertoto Cup. 3 Super Copas for Lichtsteiner. 297 appearances for Zambrotta. 10 goals, 35 assists. 258 for Lichtsteiner. 15 goals, 31 assists. I know many do not like the fact that Zambrotta left in 2006. I always say the same thing, and I'll always feel the same way. I'm telling you, I will never expect anyone in that scenario, when their careers are their own decisions, to just stay for something they had nothing to do with. It makes what those other guys that did choose to stay do extra special as well.
Correct.
So I will never take away from what the guys that stayed did, but I would also never expect someone it's crazy to just say, no, you had to stay. Like, you have to stay. No, I don't really feel that, because it's a tough spot when it's your actual livelihood and your career that's there. We would all love to say that, hey, no, like, you stay 1000% and whatnot. That's the fandom thinking, but the business side of things, it's a tough spot. So I'll never take that away. So I don't even consider this. I barely give the edge to Zambrotta, because he, for me, is in my all-time 11 at Juventus, and I give him the edge. And
I don't have it in front of me because I didn't know we were going to talk about this, but I think that team in 2005, 2006, if you look at it on paper, was probably better than any team Lichtsteiner ever played on. Can you say that? Pound for pound, that 2004, 2005, those teams were unbelievable.
oh yeah,
So, man, that goal, I know he did it freely, but that goal against the Ukraine in 2006, that was huge. Lichtsteiner had so many good individual moments coming off the bench, right? Zambrotta was part of a bigger team, better team, I think. Man, this one's close. I'd probably have to give the edge to Zambrotta because that team was unbelievable. Every piece was firing in those teams.
yeah.
Lichtsteiner was more of a, right? He was like an auxiliary piece. Great piece, but I'd give the edge to Zambrotta, I think.
I love both of them, man.
Exactly.
As players. Like, I love Lichtsteiner. Like I said, I struggle with this one, and all the numbers, everything points to picking Lichtsteiner. But that really goes to show you, if you look at the squads Zambrotta was a part of, and that's what he came away with for trophy totals, how difficult that era actually was to play in. And then the fact that Zambrotta was at one point considered one of the best, which our friend Davide Sartori brought up on Twitter off of this video.
Yes, he was.
Saying that, man, at one point he was literally up there as one of the best fullbacks in the game.
Yep.
Going left side, right side as well.
That's correct.
I have to give the edge to Zambrotta, but it's all love for Lichtsteiner, man. And I have no problems with anybody picking the Swiss Express. Absolutely love him. And I love Animesh saying that the Celtic fans are still rattled to this day. That game was hilarious, man. Oh my God. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, let's get to some Storm the Barn. We got Mark 1 coming in here. How do you feel about Huijsen's performance in Coppa Italia yesterday? He was sorry for Huijsen's penalty. He played a great game and only made one mistake. All the hatred from Roma supporters was disgusting. Listen.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What happened?
You know what's kind of funny here is when you start thinking about, remember when everybody was talking about, like, just literally 4 or 5 days ago being concerned about Roma and them, all this special treatment and everything, getting the number 3, being brought in despite his age and all this. He got hyped up. He got hyped up like crazy. Mm-hmm. And these fans almost don't realize that what they have is a prospect. They didn't just make a big signing. You have no fucking money, Roma. So what you did was you
$0.
literally signed and made a big flash about it for whatever reason, maybe trying to influence him to want to stay or something. But you made this big flash about it, and now these fans almost fucking jumps their expectations or whatever. But overall, Huijsen's performance is absolutely fine. He still looks composed beyond his years and everything. I have no concerns with Huijsen. And one game, one PK, everything like that. Look, the best in the world give up PKs. It is what it is. It's all about the reaction. Okay, but as far as the supporters go, you know what? Just make him want to come back even more.
Exactly.
Just make him want to come back even more. You know?
I literally have no idea what you're talking about. So I guess he gave up a PK in their game yesterday.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He's 18 years old.
Yeah.
And he's probably the best defender on their team. So
it is what it is. Again, I think they just, because of the presentation, the way they did it, the number 3 and everything, it's like at the end of the day, it's still a young guy just trying to get some minutes. That's what you got. You didn't get, this crazy thing that's going to turn the tides for you guys in your season. You guys are still, no disrespect.
I don't really concern myself with what mid-table club fans think.
Mid-table.
I don't really concern myself with them.
That's good. Is selling Dusan really a good idea? He shows improvement in his play and is possibly the best connection in the fans. He has a good work rate and can score goals when he gets a good chance. We tackled this one in pretty good detail, especially on the last post-match podcast. For me, it's just that salary. Is an issue, right?
I said double it. I don't care. Keep him. Unless,
of course, because I will agree with Forza Juve that the improvement is there and you can see it. Okay. Good work rate, and the goals he is scoring are bigger goals.
Huge.
So if he can keep that going,
3
with the attitude, the hold-up play that is tremendously improved, if he can keep that up till season's end,
4.
For me, when you're on that money, it has to be clear-cut. You can't have question marks around it if you're on that money. That's just how I feel. So if you're going to be the top dog in salary, am I being too harsh here, everybody? I expect no question marks around your name.
Okay, so he scored 7 goals, which is low to what I agree, that's low. He should be scoring more. But 5 of those 7 are game winners. So when he does score, it's big. When we need him to score, it's big.
I know.
But
it doesn't take away from the big chances missed. It doesn't take away from the fact that Illing Jr.'s goal last game was actually Vlahovic flubbing his shot. Okay? Another one he missed low on the carpet cross in. And I've seen him not be able to connect on a number of those. It's everything. So if all of a sudden this hold-up play starts to suffer again, if all of a sudden he starts sulking and moaning again, I expect what we've been seeing past 2 showings, steady. I don't want to hear your name. If you're the top dog there, I just want you to... And it's not about production. It's not about just the goals, because we said this. Mandzukic production low. Higuain had some production not matching what he did before he came to us, but it didn't matter because they brought everything else, all the other intangibles. I want no questions from Dusan around his name. That's what I expect if you're going to be the top earner. And it's going to go up. Yeah, I want it to be clean, and I want it to be, no, he brings this every single game. He's in there. He's solid. But still, ultimately, you have to ask the question. And this is what it comes down to. At that salary mark, if an offer comes in for Dusan Vlahovic, can you get that same output for less money and take money and put it into the rest of the squad when you need ready now talent to help out this squad? That's what the question comes down to. And Chiesa is more movable was brought up by Vincenzo. Chiesa is more movable. I think he's speaking in terms of Dušan's a tougher sell based on the numbers and everything. Chiesa, based on value and interest, is more movable. But that's a hell of a decision to make.
It is. Agreed, and it is.
Yeah, like that is... Chiesa's got some concerns around him, no doubt. We can't say he's free and clear. But out of those two players, leading up until these past couple showings from Vlahovic, I felt more comfortable about what Chiesa was doing overall in his game than I did Dušan.
And I said last show...
I've never had that dealt with Chiesa. Yep. Do you agree?
And I said last show I would sell Chiesa before I sell Dušan because Chiesa would bring in more money and you can fix more holes with the money that would bring in. Yeah. It would hurt. I wouldn't like it. But the fact is, Chiesa would draw more money right now. Yeah. I hope they sell neither one. I'm not saying I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying
something might have to give, everybody. I mean, there's a lot of questions coming in lately about the financial status at the club and everything. We have to wait till the numbers actually come down. But even with the bond and everything, and Calvo saying the cleanup is done this year, it's still, you know, we're probably going to have to sell.
We're sellers. We are sellers in the summer.
To get to a point where we're working level, okay?
Correct. We're
as
sellers.
Far as, and here we go, Swarit saying Samardzic coming in would free up Chiesa. I think it would help both those guys.
Everybody.
And, hey, you know what? We ramp up the service. We ramp up support for these guys, and all of a sudden they're both cooking. Hey, you look to sell somebody else then, you know? But the question remains, output for the money. And Animesh says, at that money, he's got to be bagging 20 goals a season.
Agreed. I agree with that.
And then it fires up a whole different discussion. Well, he's not getting 20 because the damn coach and all that. I get it, everybody.
All of it. We
all have our thoughts and
our
opinions. But it's going to be an interesting decision Juve is going to make in the summer. And I said, what did I say earlier on? There's going to be some movement in the summer. Things are going to be shifting. Mark 1. I do not feel secure when Gatti and Weah are both playing on the right. It's always our weak spot with both of them together. What is your opinion? It's definitely not as good as when Cambiaso is there or even when McKennie is there. But I don't think it's that big a detriment either.
Have we been cooked on that? I don't feel like we've been cooked on that side. Weah's first performances were... But since like his last couple times, there's one match, I don't know if it was against Genoa. I'm not sure who it was. But he played so good defensively at that back post covering. He gets it. He's getting it on that right side. So I'd give away a little bit of time. And, you know, Gatti, again, he was a bricklayer, whatever, how many years ago. I know we keep drumming that story up. But they're still both very young in terms of Serie A years. So they're going to make mistakes, but they haven't made many. I wouldn't say they've been those two on that side is a major concern.
Gatti's made some mistakes. I love the guy. I still will back him, and I still just think he needs...
What a pass that was.
Rightfully so, needs more polishing than whatever. But for anybody, I'm telling you, go out there with a set of steel toes and try and lay a pass like he just did to that Salernitana player last game. Ain't no goddamn way you're going to do that. Okay?
Unbelievable. That over
still
a
had
defender.
Those damn steel toe boots on. But I love Gatti overall. Gatti and Weah, it'll be an interesting thing to watch for sure in this game. All right. Claudio coming in here. Who is the ideal replacement for Szczesny?
I think we have him.
I think, honestly, and I've been saying this, and I said, I don't feel like Juve's maybe going to really bring in a young up-and-coming keeper or anything like that. And, you know, we were getting Vicario, we were getting Carnesecchi, all this. I think they're going to ride it out and then get an experienced, maybe mid to late 20s guy and just go from there. I don't think there's any, you know, young guys coming in there and we're grooming or anything. I think they're just going to probably extend Szczesny. The fact that he's willing to lower his wage because he is up there amongst top earners for the club It's kind of crazy. But yeah, bring the salary down, extend. Not a problem with it. He's been rock solid. The fact that Perrin will be at the same for time, we're fine. And then I think they'll find somebody experienced to come in mid to late 20s.
We spent the big money on Buffon, right? Big money. And then he was the staple for a long time. We spent big money on Szczesny. He wasn't cheap. I think he was like 20 or 25 million that we bought him for from Arsenal. It wasn't cheap.
I can't recall Szczesny's purchase price.
But it was a purchase. Like, it was a big purchase in terms of goalkeepers. I would say that when Tech's done, Perrin would probably slide in there, but I could see us, Juventus again, splashing the money on a keeper for the long term.
Yeah, we bought him for 18.
Yeah, which was a lot in 2015 or something. When was
no,
that?
2017.
There you go. So, right, 18 million on a keeper, and everyone had a lot of question marks about. I've always been a Tech guy. I don't know how people are down on Tech. I think he's a fantastic keeper, and then
that's actually like really good. That salary though has been fucking high, but
it's really high.
Like, we were probably high when we dished out that salary, but nonetheless, he's done the job. He's done the job for sure. I mean, you're filling in the boots of Buffon, and you simply can't do that. That guy is a once in a lifetime, the greatest of all time in the position.
I thought Tech's done a good job filling the boots.
He has. It's just boots you cannot fill. So he's, to come in and be that next guy, holy shit, there's not a lot of keepers that I think can handle that. Yeah.
And he did.
So props to him. Props to him. Okay? But I think, honestly, we're looking at someone experienced coming in when his time is done. And goalkeepers can play way longer into their years. That's why, like, the age thing really gets thrown out the window when it comes to keepers. And some of them get really good once they hit, those later 28, 29, 30, whatnot. Fucking Dedicano is going off for Fiorentina. He's 36 years old, for God's sakes. This guy is insane this season.
God, I remember when I was 36. A while ago.
Yeah. If Samardzic signs, who drops out of the starting 11? You guys want to know what I do?
Weah does. McKennie goes out. He slots in the middle.
Yeah, and I play Cambiaso as our main left. Watch the Cambiaso, Chiesa, Cook on the left, Samardzic holding it down, supporting the midfield, supporting the offense. McKennie back to right wing back. He's been doing great there.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I would do.
Yep.
I'm with you.
Just do it tomorrow.
Let's bring him in now.
Bring him in. What are we waiting for? What the hell
Let's
are we
go.
waiting for?
I want to hear boom. Boom.
Are
Done.
the taxi
Here we
drivers
go.
on strike? Let's go. Get
the likes up, everybody. Get the likes up. All right. Now, if there's any more Storm the Barns, fire them in. Okay. I got to ask, Ant, is there a question you had? Is there anything we didn't tackle or whatnot?
Well, the Luis Hassett call up, we kind of just touched on it. We'll see if he gets any minutes today. I know there's a lot of hype around this guy, but he's very young, right? He's still 18, 19. He's still a young player. Yeah.
Yeah, that got called up. His first call up today. I'm pretty sure he's 18. Yeah, I could be mistaken though, but I'll look it up for you.
That's the same age as Yildiz. Like, Jesus. But
he is 20 actually.
Oh,
2004.
Okay. So he's older. 2004. I remember
January 6, 2004. So yeah, actually just turned 20.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he gets any minutes. Probably not. Yeah, there's a bit of a flu bug going around the team. A lot of teams are suffering from it. So if he gets any minutes, I'll be looking up for that. But other than that, Mark's got another one. Mark's firing at all the Storm the Barn questions. Say, look at this guy.
So predicted final for Coppa Italia says Juventus Lazio. That'll actually be the semi if we get by Frosinone. On the other side, who the hell was it? Fiorentina made it through on kicks against Bologna. It was a 0-0 game. Okay, so they won 5-4 on kicks. And then you have Atalanta defeated Milan yesterday. So you have Fiorentina and Atalanta on one side, and we have to get by Frosinone would be Juventus Lazio. And then, so my predicted final will be out of Fiorentina and Atalanta, eh? I'm going to say you see a repeat of what that was probably the last time we won that Coppa Italia. Juve Atalanta, everybody. Coppa Italia final this year.
3-1, 3-0, that final? Was that the COVID year?
I think they had a goal. I remember Chiesa went off in the second half. That was the classic grab your package celebration in the locker room from Fede. When Pirlo said to go play with some balls, and then he fucking did. Had a hell of a second half. Was it 3-1? 2-1? 3-1.
3-1.
We got a late 3-1. One. But,
yes.
Oh, maybe it was 2. Sorry, it says 2-1. I can't remember the final score, but I remember Chiesa's goal and the celly after, and yeah, that was Pirlo's season. I'm calling.
I remember
Juve
it wasn't
Atalanta
close
again. What do you think, Fiorentina and Atalanta? Who makes it through to the final?
That's Atalanta? What I was thinking. That, and then a 4-0 win for Juventus in the final, like an absolute Atalanta again. You know what I think of them? They're an absolute clown show. They are the biggest clown show in the top 5 leagues of Europe,
and they're all on the juice. Why are their guys not getting tested all the time? Come on.
Yeah.
Like, all I'm going to say is take a look at the skin complexion. Okay? All their guys, okay? The acne, the juice, the roid. That's what it does. Come on.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
The skin tells you everything. You know, you get the back knee, their jerseys popping up when they're getting tugged or whatever. It's like, I'm telling you, they're on the juice. And that's why Atalanta players drop off when they leave. They're on the juice. They're on the juice. They're half natty.
Allegedly.
Half natty. Love that. Storm the barn. Okay. I'm going to hit you with another era battle because this one I simply can't tackle in a video. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's far too difficult for me. And I'm going to throw it at Ant because I can't do it. Okay. Mm-hmm. But people were saying you need to put up Baggio versus Del Piero in an era battle. And I'm like, oh my God. It's like, I can't. I physically can't. I can't do it. I can't do it because I'm going from the guy that hooked me right out of the gate to the guy that took over. And for me, I'm so connected to both of those guys. I can't, but Del Piero was my guy his whole career, but I struggle. I can't do it. So, Anthony, you do it.
Well, Baggio missed that one penalty shot, which cost him a Ballon d'Or, right? His second one. So he would have won it back to back if he hit that penalty shot. Well, Bebeto still had to shoot. Let's remember, and Baresi missed too. So let's not just all put it on.
And Mazzaro missed.
Right. So let's just not all put it on Robbie, all right? Del Piero's numbers are unbelievable with Juventus. Like uncatchable, some of these things.
Yeah.
I'm still going to go with Robbie, though, because, what are we talking about? But I don't know.
I'm dealing with a guy that was like
9 knee surgeries.
The best Italian talent, period, in Roberto Baggio. Most talented. But I've always said something that took heat, and that's if Del Piero never suffers that brutal injury, I think he's right on par, if not going beyond like Baggio levels. Like Ballon d'Or probably would have, like, he had to completely adapt and do it. I'm just gonna go with Del Piero, and it's probably all heart.
There you
go. But that is, you guys are killing me with the some of these era battles bringing up. But I love it. I love it for the discussions and everything. We have a whole different question that we're not going to tackle on here. Going to do it in a video because it's crazy, and trying to even think about it is nuts. But having a lot of fun with these shorts. I hope you guys all like it. And again, if you guys have idea of content you want to be seeing, fire it out there. Like, we'll have fun with...
Do you say shorts or jorts? Do you wear jorts when you do the shorts?
No, I've never worn jorts unless it was Stone Cold Steve Austin era when they were actually dominant and I was dropping stunners to fools on the street. Then it was acceptable. Why are they making a comeback? Are you wearing jorts right now?
No, I thought you said jorts. You said I'm
shorts, the
fun with
YouTube
these
shorts.
jorts.
No, not the jorts.
Okay. Which begged the question: do you wear jorts when you do shorts?
Stone Cold the GOAT. Hey, that's like what kind of WWE Juve crossover would happen comparing players to characters? Like, who would Stone Cold be in the world of Juventus?
In the world of Juventus, he would be.
Who would be Stone Cold Steve Austin in the world of Juventus? Who would be The Rock?
Would Stone Cold Edgar Davids, sort of. The Rock,
the Killer.
Would be, who would The Rock be?
The Pitbull. Torricelli with the shout for Stone Cold.
That's a good one.
Montero? Would Montero be a Stone Cold?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
We got a shout for Gentile. Like, yeah, Davids again. Yeah. I'd say maybe Montero would be Stone Cold. The Rock. Man, who is great with the mouth. Good trash talking. The best at trash talking. I'd have to do some digging. Man,
Ronaldo was good at trash talking when you trash talking the Atletico Madrid fans.
The fucking
yeah.
This hand gesture, fucking a little bit different. It's not the chirping from here. This is insinuating talking out your ass over there in Spain or whatever. So it's beautiful. But we got Ferraro, Cannavaro, Chiellini. Great stuff. It's always fun. And John Groh coming in here saying Mandzukic will be Stone Cold. Buffon, The Undertaker. Oh, man.
There you go.
That's great. That's great. That's a fun one, though, eh? Crossovers.
Yeah.
Who would be who? Oh, Vidal would have to be like,
Vidal. Let's figure who Vidal would be. Vidal would be at the
I might have to go with Chiellini maybe being a Triple H. Just,
I don't know. If you're not down with DX, all right.
ADP is Bret Hart. The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be.
Ever will be. Yep.
Excellence of execution. Love that. Who would Bernardeschi be? Gilbert.
Bernardeschi would
Remember
be
Gilbert?
Bernardeschi would be Gold Dust. That's what he'd be.
The makeup, that's so on point. Holy shit.
This
is hilarious. This is actually hilarious.
Okay, I gotta go to work. I could do this for like another hour, but I can't. Dude, next time. We'll do this next time.
Taking me back to when I actually followed WWE and stuff, but that's hilarious. That is great stuff. Gold Dust. Shit, every time I see this guy now, that's all I'm gonna think about, man. Imagine he comes back on loan. We got his nickname done already. Here comes Gold Dust entering the pitch. Unbelievable. You guys, I'm sad to say there is no watch along today. Again, these midweek ones, work calls. So I will be heading there, but enjoy the matches. You guys know what's on deck. Tomorrow morning, we got the post-match podcast, okay? And we're going to have a ton of fun covering this one. Hopefully, it's another Victory Friday. Okay, everybody, hope you guys had fun. Hope you enjoyed the show. Again, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and please feel free to clip anything. Share the content. We appreciate all the support, okay? We'll see you all tomorrow, and hopefully Juventus has us talking about a victory and our entry into the semi-final, where then we could take it to Lazio. And Samardzic, bring me Samardzic now, all right? Let's go. And we're going to wrap things up with Trezeguet as Kane. I like that. Fino alla fine, everybody. Forza Juventus. Ciao tutti. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Tone.
Yeah.